Okay, first thing I have to do is I have to give you all a test. Everybody who knows who Bob Stocksdale is, raise their hand. About 5 people. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm Will Thompson, and I've been here about 10 years. And when I first started, I didn't know the difference between a bowl gouge and a bowling ball. And Larry Janender showed up in the newspaper, and I called him and got started. So that's the way most of us, I guess, get going. But one of the things that happened was, as you get into this a little while, you decide, what do I want to do? And I didn't have any luck with segmented. I didn't have any luck with art type stuff where you paint and this, and I didn't have the patience to do any perforations. And I came across Bob Stocksdale. And Bob Stocksdale is kind of the father of wood turning. Bob started wood turning before I was born, and that was 80 years ago, folks. And Bob has this book, and it says The Perfect Bowl, and that kind of inspired me. Now, this is not a perfect bowl, but what I want to tell you is the goal is simplicity that Bob wanted, and that's what he was really trying to get, and so that's what I've been trying to do. I kind of stick with just the simple stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And this one I thought black walnut and contour shapes, everything about it. Larry, what do you say? Okay. And that the whole idea is simplicity is really the basis of what we're trying to do. Thank you. That is Beal technique. That's the Tripoli white diamond and carnauba wax. And this one, I just brought this along because when that started off, this piece of red cedar, it was the ugliest piece of wood I ever laid eyes on. I found it in a trash pile, and you never can tell when an ugly duckling can come out to be something really, really nice. So that's mine.
Hi again, I'm still Sue Boyle, and I just wanted to remind everybody that I actually can still turn. I get to turn about 20 minutes a month. That's about as much time as I have, but what I want to remind folks is that sometimes the simple things are the fun things, and I have this theory that I don't do anything unless it's easy. So this is one of the projects we had at the Ladies' Lathe Day, was the platter, basic platter. I actually had scorched this all around the rim, and it was beautiful, but I didn't like the center of it, and so I ended up cutting more out. That changed the way the grain looked, and it changed the balance of it, so I decided not to scorch again. I was convinced by some other folks to leave it natural. So this is just a nice piece of ash from back here at Wood World. If you're a new turner and you want to try something that's a little easier than a bowl, this might be your project. So there you go.
I'm Sharon Ayers, and I found this, or I got this wood, so y'all need to be sure and buy your raffle, at a raffle about 3 years ago and never had turned it. So I found it the other day. I'm not sure what it is, but it says BEB. So if anybody knows, that's just the cutoff. And I made this little box with walnut, and it's got an easy lid, not a Woodturners lid. And that's it. Thank you.
I'm Larry Mon, and a couple things. You may, as many of you know, I've done quite a bit with the Calichon wood laser cut pin kits. This one here, I guess, yeah, you get it. See if I can get it. This is the wood worker pin. There's also a wood turner pin. Several years ago, I designed with Calichon the original for this club. I don't think they make them anymore. There you go. But this, if you're ever doing some wood turning and you need something that's has a little heftier lead in it, they now have the wood worker pin. from Calishan that has not only the saw and the planer, but also has a square saw blade and hammer. I don't know if that's, I didn't look to see, can you see that? Okay. If any of you ever want me to either make you one or I can teach you how to do this, and related to teaching at the Dallas Woodcraft store on the 28th, I'm scheduled to teach a class on how to make the Texas flag inlaid into the mesquite. At this point, we don't have sign-ups. So by tomorrow, if we don't have sign-ups for the class, on the 28th at Dallas Woodcraft, Plano Woodcraft, I'm going to do a demonstration of just bowl turning, using easy wood tools and so forth. But in order to know what we're going to do, if you want to take the class to make this pin from start to finish, you need to sign up by tomorrow. Otherwise, they're going to cancel the class. But I'll be there on the 28th, one way or another, either to teach a class or to do a demonstration. So, thank you very much.
First off, I don't talk very good, so be patient. About a year ago, I made my wife an icicle ornament, and made 4 fishes swimming around in a circle on it. And now I'm making beer tap handles, 50 of them for a guy, and I got to make some fish on it. And some of them, if you go deep enough, you come out with a fish like this. If you don't go deep enough, you come out with a fish like this. So you got to, go different. You do a 3-inch square block, about a 1/4 inch from the edge, so you get your portion bits and go in. Okay, I thought I had to show it. Anyway, if you go right, you get the tail and everything in it. So if you're going to go different size bits and stuff, you have to take that in consideration. It's going to show less of the fish and more of the fish. And like I said, I go about a 1/4 inch from the edge of the wood, all the way through till about 3/8 from the end of it, and you come out with a fish like this. And this is just a trial block, but I think it's going to be interesting. And I thought this would be good in like a bowl, just swimming around the bowl. Okay, that's it.
Hello. This is a run-out indicator that I made for my particular situation. And, pardon me? Oh, okay. Okay. John Tisdale, and this is a run-out indicator, and it's the purpose for bringing it here is there's some of you here that are dumb enough to get a piece of wood that's bigger than your equipment and have to do something, or that are in the future going to be dumb enough to do that. I got a much larger log than my lathe capacity. As a result, I had to build a structure out on the back end of it with some large I-beams. And this is what you put on the lathe spindle to line up the live center. And you could, if you wanted to turn something really long, you could put this on the, on the spindle, line it up where you're dead nuts on the money. So as long as you're aligned with the spindle, you're good. So that's what this is all about. It's not something you use every day, but when you need it, you need it. And the other tool I wanted to show. Well, this is the only end worth talking about right here. And what that is, you see, are we showing here? There we go. Okay. There. What this is this is a standard Raleigh Monroe, standard shaft that you buy out of the catalog. And to the Raleigh Monroe system, and this is a standard link right here, but I took another link and machined it out to where I put a Hunter #1 cutter, and that's not available. You can't buy a Hunter #1 cutter for a Raleigh Monroe.
What that does is it gives you, when you're doing a large turning, you don't want to use a shielded cutter. And with koa, which is when I got some bunch of koa material, and a shielded cutter will not cut koa. Just ain't going to happen. But with this, it just powers right through it, and you can, so it's really made for big work. So again, people that are going to be doing large hollow forms, this is something that you can do in your own shop. So, that's it.
Okay, my name's Ken Rogers. This is the first bowl I've turned in a year. I really am a big-time turner. A guy donated some walnut, and I said, well, I'll make you a bowl out of a piece of it. And he thought it was dry, but it was still a little bit wet. Anyway, just a simple walnut bowl. So at least I remembered how to do it, and how much I don't like turning walnut. Anyway, I can see one thing. I need to put a little floodlight right up here and get a little more light on this. This is the first time we've tried this system here for those newcomers. Yeah. Well, anyway, I had a old microwave wind-up Lazy Susan, but it spring must be shot because it wouldn't turn anymore, so I threw it in the trash. It's got this one here. Yeah. Put a switch on it? Yeah. I was going to put a sign here say your name, and I forgot to put that on here. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Okay, it's 7:40, so